Hey guys, what's up? MTG Blue Fire here. Today I'm bringing you my blue-white Exile deck with Venser and Sundial of the Infinite, pretty much. I don't know if you guys have figured this out by now, but Sundial of the Infinite is quickly becoming one of my favorite cards, just due to its versatility and helpfulness in a lot of situations, really. So basically, here's the deck. It's got 2 Phyrexian cores with 4 Buried Ruins, 9 plains, and 5 islands. It also has 4 glacial fortresses. And now, let's jump right into the deck. The deck, we're going to start off with the Spine of Ishah. Basically, this is for Venser. This is an ultimate card for Venser to be blinking with. And it's just kind of that really late game drop that you may need. That once you start blinking it gets a little ridiculous. And then we got the glacial fortresses. We have 3 Vensers currently. I'm going to be trading for 2 more to finish off for this deck. So I will be getting 2 more Vensers, but it is absolutely imperative that you do run 3 Vensers in this deck because he is an extremely key component to the deck, along with 4 Sundial of the Infinite. So if you do not have these cards, I would not necessarily try it out. It's good to proxy, to test it, to see if you enjoy the deck or not. I do enjoy this deck, and I really like playing it, so I will probably be putting in some money to try and make this deck work. It's got 3 Solemn Golems or Solemn Simulacrums, or I don't even know how you pronounce that. Basically, because he is a perfect Mimic back card, and also if you were blanking him with Venser, you'll just be getting lots of lands and chump drawing, and you can use Phyrexian Core's Sacrifice and Artifact ability to draw whenever you need to, or you can get them back. You get back any of your artifacts using Buried Ruin. Buried Ruin is an extremely both of these lands are actually very, very helpful in the deck, and they don't impact the mana base too much or change it. Now there is 3 Phyrexian Metamorph. This is the ultimate card to have on the Mimic Vat, and he can just take shape of anything that's in the deck, really. So he is probably an extremely important... No, he is an extremely important part of the deck, just because you get him on Mimic Vat, which is the next card I'm going into. He's a little bit ridiculous, and he can also copy some of the important artifacts if you're missing one for a combo. The next is 4 Sundial of the Infinite, so I can explain what those are be used for later. The next is 3 Glimmer Post Stags. So you exile an artifact, and then using Sundial of the Infinite, you can keep that thing out during their turn as well, and then it'll come back in at the beginning of your turn. So you stalled that pretty well. The next right here is a Sun Titan. I was seeing maybe if a Grand Abolisher could work here, but I like the Sun Titan much better because you can go and fetch your O-Rings and your Tumble Magnets, Mimic Vats, Sundials. You can fetch a lot of things using the Sun Titan. The next are the pretty much white standard 2 Day of Judgments. And we got 4 O-Rings. Of course, you got the O-Rings. We got 3 Stonehorn Dignitaries. If you're... Well, I'll explain what he's used for later with his ability. And then, to help out the blue, we got 4 Ponders in here to help you kind of shift through the cards you need. So... And then we got 2 Tumble Magnets. And so this deck, it may be kind of hard to see it at first, but it has a lot of symmetry going on, and it'll take a little bit to figure out how everything works together, but it actually works together really well, and there's tons and tons of combos you can do with your starting hand. Now this is a blue-white deck, but the blue is very minimal in this deck, keeping to basically the Phyrexian Metamorphs, the Venser, and the Ponders. So I have not found it to be color screwing, so you'll be able to draw the lands you need when you need them pretty well. The mana base, to me at the beginning it seemed a little bit weird, but it actually works extremely well with the deck. So now basically I'm going to go over some of the combos you got going on here. So using Venser's Blink ability, basically what you do is you can be blinking Solemn Simulacrum and be continuously getting more lands. You can fetch for more lands if you want to. You can blink Phyrexian Metamorph, and to change the copy of his thing, you can blink the Stag to exile artifacts as you will. You could blink Sun Titan if you want to bring back your Tome Magnets, Sundials, Mimic Vats, and O-Rings. You can also use Venser's Blink ability on Stonehorn Dignitaries so that they just don't have a combat phase. That is an extremely helpful thing because essentially the win condition for this deck is that you're going to be exiling all of their stuff and stalling the game out and just be hitting them with whatever creatures you have left. Basically, you'll be hitting them with your Stag, and that's Stag and Solemn Slackroom, and hopefully you use your Metamorph to get a bigger creature of theirs, and then you could wipe the board with Day of Judgment, and then put the Phyrexian Metamorph onto the Mimic Vat and just keep on getting more and more tokens. So it's another really good combo on here. Also, if your Tumble Magnets, if they run out of counters, you can blink one of them with Venser's Blink ability, and then it'll come back on the battlefield with full charge counters on it. So a little bit more stalling here. You can blink Spine of Ishaw, or if you want, you can use Phyrexia's Cord or just return it to your hand. And if this is more of a desperate combo because you'll just be sacking it, play it, destroy land, sack it, play it, destroy land. So, this deck also made a sideboard for this deck. I did change this up a little bit than what was suggested. So this is basically a sideboard I've got going on here. I've got 2 Morrow Shards for this aggressive red decks. In case you guys don't know what it does, 1 white Phyrexian, 1 damage each attacking creature. Then I've got 2 Choking Fumes. I cannot find more Choking Fumes to go against Kadoltha red decks and other stuff like that, so I think that Morrow Shards is a good equalizer, essentially. I'm running 4 Mana Leaks just in case we're getting one of those really big beatdown decks, so you can cancel some of that stuff. I've got a Lennon Relic Warder. He's basically my counter artifact right here. Lets me exile an artifact when he leaves. It comes back, so again, you can switch it up if you want by blinking him. I've got an extra Day of Judgment for more board removal if they're getting a lot of tokens or other things. And for more beatdown, I've got Archon of Justice in here. He's also a good 5-drop. I've got Benser, but in case you're really getting color screwed one way, you can use Archon of Justice. And he has good abilities too, so he's all around good card. So, before I end this video, I just want to emphasize that basically the main goal is to try to get to Venser's ulti. And once you get to his ulti, it is basically game over at that point, because you have to start targeting whatever lands that they have least of. And then once they can't be playing counter spells or burn spells to get rid of your creatures, it's almost game over at that point. You just have to start swinging in with the Metamorphs, Solemn Golems, Stags, and Sun Titans. Well, I hope you guys like this week's deck. Remember, I'll be uploading one every Monday for hopefully a long time. So, MTG Bluefire out.